Hello.
Did you miss me?
Yes. Ah, yes.
Wait, we can't see our levels.
It's okay. You can see your levels. You've gone away for a month and a bit, and you've already forgotten how to do this. You're very tender.
I am.
How was being set on fire by the wildlife or whatever's happening in LA?
The wildlife has set me on fire.
Yeah.
Basically, when the fires first started happening, like, I was in Catalina.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was the
cheers,
baby
by the way.
shower. Oh.
But just to quickly interrupt, I have lost so much weight while you've been away, and I can't wait to put it all back on. I hate you. It's definitely your fault.
We just enable each other. Like, I don't know what to tell you.
No, you're the enabler. I've decided. I thought it was this before, but I've just decided that, like, you're treat heavy, and you need to know that.
No, I'm not.
You are. What did you bring me back from LA? The only thing you brought me back from LA.
You asked for it.
I didn't ask for shit. Okay, one I asked for. One I did ask for.
I asked
all,
you.
But first of all, you know I asked for a normal size packet. You brought me a bottle filled with Jolly Ranchers, and then also a small tub of jelly beans. I do. You've ever met me?
Yeah. Anyway, so
fires in
LA. We were in Catalina, and I thought that it was foggy out.
Yeah.
Which I think it was.
Did it go all the way to Catalina?
Yeah.
Are you sure? Because it does get foggy out there.
Yeah. And so it was foggy, and I still am not really sure on the first day if it was fog or what.
Yeah.
But I went on the weather app, and it was like sunny, but it was foggy out. So I was like, wait, this isn't fog. This is smoke.
Yeah.
And then when you go outside, like, your eyes, like, my eyes were, like, burning.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it just, like, it would hurt. Like, at the end of the day, I'd have to put eye drops in because my eyes would be so, like, itchy and red.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was at a restaurant and they had to close because the smoke was so bad. Which I don't even know what that... There's no... Like, we weren't near fire. Like, LA County and Orange County, like, there wasn't fire. The nearest fire was San Bernardino.
Yeah.
Which is, like, in the mountains, like, maybe an hour.
But have you seen all the photos from, like...
Northern California
it's
is...
a disgrace.
Bright red.
Yeah, it's insane.
She said tomato. Atmosphere, tomato.
Yeah, it's insane.
But, like, I have family and friends that live in San Francisco, and all of their stories, I was like, this is bizarre.
Aren't you just so grateful that there's not, like, fires and snakes and, like, all the other shit, like great white sharks in London?
Oh my god, wait.
London's so safe.
And
you
then,
might get, like, bitten by, like, a bug, I don't know.
Obviously, like, I'm gonna tell you things as if, like, we haven't been talking this entire month and a half.
Yeah, thanks. Well done.
But... Remember I told you we saw a fucking great white shark on the way back from Catalina? No. Did that ever register inside of your brain?
No, you said you saw a shark.
Yeah.
But you were unsure.
Like,
you don't... Yeah.
Matt's dad was literally like, it was a shark. It was a shark.
Yeah. That's mad.
No, he said it was a great white.
I'd like to see one in person. Because I'm so scared of sharks.
Because basically what happened was, like, I saw it and it was, like, right next to the boat.
I've seen one in person. We've seen one in Dubai, haven't we? We've seen them in, like, Dubai, in the aquarium.
Oh, no, that's so different.
But, like,
they're,
I'd like
sedated.
To see one. Yeah, I'd like to see one in, like, thrashing around.
So we were, like, we were driving past on the boat, and it was literally right there, and I looked down.
Yeah.
And it was right next to the bottom of the boat. Yeah. And I literally was like, wow, that's a big-ass fish. And then... But then I was like, that was my first instinct. Then I was like, God, that's a big fish. And then I see its face more, and I'm like, oh, that's most definitely not a fish. And then Matt's dad was like, we have a shark! And I was like, oh my God.
That's insane. You should have just jumped in and punched it up. Do you know what I mean? Just giving it a quick slap.
But all of us, we didn't, like, register it in the brain. And then, the next weekend we go to Catalina. Mm-hmm. Boat starts sinking.
I know, that's ridiculous. To be honest... if I had my own boat, I would, and like it was around LA, and I knew there were sharks, I would be tempted to keep like hunks of meat in a freezer, just to in the fridge. Sorry, just to like.
They don't do anything.
Like feed it. Yeah, feed it, mate. Imagine like when you go out in the cooler, keep some like fresh fish on ice, and then if you think you see a shark, just fucking throw it in the water and see what go on. Because the water's so clear, you'll be able to see it.
Yeah.
Do you see Jonathan's stuff from Bermuda?
Yeah.
How clear the water is. It's a disgrace. I hate him so much. Okay, wait.
So let's go back. We're talking about me here.
Okay.
We're doing an LA catch-up.
Oh my God, yeah.
Because, like, what do you have to talk about? You played video games in our apartment for a month and a half.
Masturbated furiously, ate very well, lost a bit of weight, got drunk quite a lot. And that's about it, really.
Alone?
Yeah, alone.
Threw up?
Yeah.
You had a night where you threw up?
Yeah, that was with Josh.
Tell the people what you drank.
Oh, that was so bad. Do you know... Oh, did I tell you about the money thing that night? So me and Josh were playing at Scotch. And sometimes people give you money to play songs. And first of all, it's like... Honestly, save your money. As much as I like free money... Like, save your money.
I'll take it.
Like,
Jesus Christ.
No, because, like, it's one of those things where, like, it has to be a lot or nothing. Do you know what I mean? People will walk up to you with, like, £5.
Right.
And we were talking about this, me, Carmen, Josh, and Chris were talking about this. And it's just like, it's like, if you want to give me lots of money to do so, then that's fine. But, like, people walk up to you like £10 and like just to play a song, and it's like it's just so weird. I
feel like £5, £10 is still like
However,
expensive.
It was borderline excessive because this guy threw £100 at me and Josh. He did throw £100, so we split it, and he wanted Kanye, so he stopped the song immediately, played Kanye, and then just carried on, like just one Kanye song randomly in the middle of the set.
So
and
did you? Buy drinks with the money?
No, he was feeding us drinks. Like, I've never in my life been so fucked up, but having such a good set. And also, like, I've also never been in a position like that night. I felt exactly what it was like to be a girl in the club.
Ooh.
People just handing me drinks left, right, and center. So,
but as a girl, you have to remember when people hand you drinks, you can't actually take them unless you watch them make it.
Yes.
And the bar is upstairs in Scotch, so
there's one downstairs. There's a table bar.
Oh
downstairs
yeah.
But
I can't take it.
Yeah.
Like, I've been drugged.
I know.
So.
It's not a worry for guys. And even if I get drugged, like, I'm not, like, the biggest of guys, but I'm also, like, pretty strong for my size. So it's not like some girl's going to be able to, like, drag me. Yeah. Physically, yeah. So,
you felt like a girl in the club.
Yeah, like, I've never had... So, one of the residents was, like, handing us beers. The guys behind the bar who like love Josh.
They all love Josh.
Yeah, I know. Everyone does. And like, were like routinely bringing us shots for no reason. Okay. Like, we were just like, everyone could tell that we're having like a good set and we're enjoying ourselves, and they were just feeding it. Josh's friends, whoever was behind us, was bringing us drinks, like buying us drinks, as well as handing us their drinks. We had a table in front of us at the booth, and then a table to the right, who were both giving us drinks as well. And those drinks, I don't know what the table on the right was giving us. I think it was tequila. We were having tequila shots. Yeah, we were having tequila lemonade.
Okay.
Chris was giving us beers, and then the people to the left of us was giving us Hennessy and lemonade.
For some reason, like at Scotch, the staff there always give me beers. They like walk up and hand me beers, and I'm like, I don't know what to do with this. So then I just like, I know, but I'm like, I don't.
I wish they didn't. I wish they gave us waters. I wish they were like, because bro, if I had water that night, it would have been cool. I think to be honest, like, not to get too into the depths of why I threw up, but I was like, you know, one of those nights where you're drunk, but on the night in the moment, you know you're drunk, but you're still super in control. But even though you know next day you're going to wake up and you're going to forget everything, it was one of those nights. So I was really in control. And I went to the corner store, I got noodles, I got caramel waffles, and I got crisps, and I ate all of them as quick as I could. And I was like, I'm pretty good watching, like, super drunk, watching stuff on my phone in the kitchen. And then I got into bed, and it's one of those things where, like, when you move and then you know you're going to throw up, I lay down and I felt it, and I was like, I need to throw up. And then all I felt was, like, the only thing I can remember past knowing that I needed to throw up was one thing, which was bending over the toilet, feeling mouthfuls of noodles.
Oh.
Like, because I don't very often throw up after I've eaten. Yeah. Like, usually I can man it out if I've eaten. That's the whole point of eating, right? And like, I haven't thrown up like food in a while.
Well, okay, hold on. When I throw up after drinking, it's always after food. But for some reason, dumb. I know.
You're a dum-dum.
But, like, I think the food just, like, triggers the world inside of me. And it's, like...
The world.
The food is, like, I don't want to be here. This is a bad environment for me. And it's, like, let's get out.
Yeah.
So, for me, like, if I ever throw up something that I've ate and I taste it again, I can never eat that food again. It's, like, it's the same... Like, for me with alcohol, a lot of people are, like, if I ever throw up, like, an alcohol, I can never drink it again. But I'm at the point where... I've basically thrown up, like, every kind of alcohol. Yeah. So it's like...
also all mixed in one.
Yeah, and so have you. Like,
yeah,
because you always throw up when you mix drinks.
Yeah, mixing is my biggest thing. I can actually, if it's the same alcohol, I've got a pretty high tolerance.
You can't, but you're. But
if I mix, I'm fucked.
You're pretty irresponsible with drinks because people will just hand you stuff and you'll just drink it. I just
have self-control, yeah.
I always pass it off to you and you're just like the fucking
so you're also an enabler.
No. Or I always pass drinks off to everyone because I don't want to take them.
Yeah. It's like shots, like Josh can shot like a madman. I can't shot for shit. Like, oh my god, like...
Josh...
How do you shot stuff, man? It's insane.
I sandwich it. So I do like chaser, shot, and then chaser like a pussy.
That's not that's the thing is like... The other thing as well is like shots are so... Like, unless... Okay, so... When shots are fine is actually the scenario that we're in. So, like, if me and Josh go to... Like, we went to Scotch the other day, and neither of us had pre-drink, and we were, like, we were both kind of tired, and we got there, like, straight away because we were DJing all night. And we were just like, shall we have some shots to start the night? Like, starting your nights with 1, max 2 shots is cool, because then if you slowly drink, you can monitor yourself. Mm-hmm. But... during the set, through the entire night, he'll hand me random shots, and it's like, as soon as I start doing shots, I know I'm out of control because I can't monitor anything. Like, there's no steady incline to getting drunk with shots because you skip 20% of that incline.
Drinking, like, slowly. You're
and then it hits you, and then you instantly want to drink more. Yeah, it's bad. I hate shots. I shouldn't do shots. I said this to Josh. I said,
never ever do shots.
I said, if you want to do shots, then we need to not drink in between shots. We need to do shots and water only, or just drinks only. We drink and do shots. It's so dumb.
People who only do shots, like they go out and they are only shot people, those people are on a mission to die.
Yeah.
Like, the only people that I know who do shots all the time, they are always the ones
they're like depressed drinkers.
No, they're not depressed.
I need this alcohol to obliterate my body.
No, they're not depressed. A lot of them are models, so maybe they are depressed. But
yeah, come on.
Alex does only shots.
Oh, of course she does.
And she'll literally be she always is like, I'm just doing one shot. Then I look over at her 20 minutes later, she has the whole bottle in her mouth.
To be fair, like,
she's also the size of like my arm.
Yeah, she's tiny. She's like one of these glasses.
Yeah, literally. This is welcome, Alex.
Yeah, I don't know how she does that. Although, to be fair, it's the whole like straight alcohol thing. Like, that's the less calorie.
But I like to drink very slowly, and I like to enjoy my drinks. And the only shots that I can do, which I don't think even count as like shots, but they're in a shot glass, is just like Sex on the Beach.
Ugh, yeah.
That's it. That's the only thing I can handle.
That's just shot in a cocktail.
Yeah, I know.
It's not like that's one big sip. Like,
that's what I said. It's just in a shot glass.
Yeah, so dumb.
Those are when I'm like shots. And like...
Yeah, it's tough. Shots are hard, man. I don't know why people do it.
Okay, so anyway. I was in Catalina.
The boat was flooding.
The boat was it was no longer floating. It was sinking. Mm-hmm. So Catalina is an island off the coast of LA, and it's absolutely gorgeous. I was there with my really close friend. Basically a brother at this point.
My boyfriend.
Yeah.
Just say who he is. He's my boyfriend. He likes him more than you.
I know Matt's listening to this, and he's probably like...
Matt will warm to me. So, like, if we ever, like, move to LA one day, or, like, we meet, like, when Matt comes to visit us for, like, a month...
Yeah.
It's game over for you.
You think he's going to like you more?
Of course
You're
he is.
out of your mind. Okay, anyway, so...
Because I'm something new, and he loves you.
Why can't you just let me talk about me for once?
If he loves you...
You always need to add yourself into every conversation.
Then... The fact that I love you so much means that he's going to love me more than he loves you.
He does love you, but that doesn't mean that he's going to love you more
consistent, but I'm new and exciting. Do you know what I mean? No. Get over it. Matt's mine now.
So we're in Catalina all weekend. It was a long trip. Matt and I stayed on the boat. And so anyway, for Monday morning, that night before, I slept so badly. For some reason, like, the boat was like making so many noises. Like, our headboard was like... You heard the noises.
Yeah, I mean, it is a boat.
It was... No, but that one specifically, it was just... Oh my God, Matt and I woke up probably not even every hour, every 30 minutes, and we just look at each other and be like, I want to die. and like, honestly, like, floating in the ocean would be easier to sleep. Laying.
Just swimming.
Lungs open, swimming.
Lungs open. Are you Aqua Woman? What planet are you on?
So anyway, Monday morning, I'm like fucking exhausted, and we're getting ready to go, like, blah blah blah, sitting on the couch on the boat, and Matt's dad goes on the phone, he's like, we have a problem, and he's like freaking out. He's like, the engine won't start.
He's so,
the
like,
battery
cool as
won't
well,
start.
so like if he's freaking out,
so when he's freaking out, I'm like, oh my god, this is not good. The battery died, which ended up killing the engine.
Was that because of the water?
No, it's an old battery. He bought a new battery to be replaced, but because it's Labor Day weekend, they couldn't replace it.
Ah, okay.
Isn't that insane? That's why he was so pissed off, because he was like, I have a new battery waiting for me.
Yeah, he was like almost pushing it, basically.
Yeah, essentially. So, and then I think his mechanic said it would be fine.
Oh.
So he was so pissed off.
Yeah, I mean,
so anyway,
it's one of those things where, like, you can't, like,
such an off chance.
You can't know as, like, I mean, it's a percentage thing, isn't it?
Yeah, okay.
It's like 80% chance you're going to be okay.
So we're sitting there, and I'm like, it's fine. Like, he's mildly freaking out. The engine's not working, but, like, it's fine.
Yeah.
So then he calls the Catalina mechanic, and because it's Labor Day for the laborers, he's not working, of course, and he's not going to be working till Thursday, and it was Monday, so it's not like we could even wait overnight.
Yeah.
And then...
Tell you what, it's not the best. It's not the worst place to be stuck, though, is it? Let's be real.
But I had already been there.
Island, like,
I'd already been there for like 4 days, and all I wanted to do was like go home to my bed and like just like lay in my bed that wasn't moving. So
a stationary bed.
I need a stationary bed. So anyway, so we try and find like any mechanic, and Matt's dad's calling everyone he can possibly think of that like knows about boats, and he's like figuring out all this stuff, running around like all this stuff. So then he opens up the engine room, which is like under the deck, and there's fucking water in it, like what is this, like a foot?
Yeah, like
a foot deep in water. And he's like, we're taking on water, everyone, and we like grab buckets, and we're like, oh my god. So then
how did that happen, by the way? You never told me. Was there
no idea.
Was there a puncture? Or
absolutely no idea.
Oh, okay.
I didn't ask. So
okay. You didn't care about water coming on the boat? The details?
I mean, we got home. That's what I was concerned about.
I mean, I'd be scared to cross an hour's worth of water with a hole in the boat.
See, he didn't seem concerned whatsoever. The second the boat started moving, he was like, we're out of here. So
yeah, to be fair, I guess if you're moving, it's different.
So for the next like hour and a half, we have a train happening of this girl Megan inside of the engine room farthest down. Matt's sitting like right at the entrance, and then I'm up on the deck, and we used like a water gun like to pull the water out, and then I would like shoot it off the deck. And we had like a Clorox bucket to like...
I tell you what, I'm not gonna lie, you and Matt are like the least reliable people in a situation like that. I couldn't be like, no wonder who's freaking out.
The thing is like Matt and I, like, that was probably the most silent we've ever been, because we were just sitting there like, what is happening?
I can't do any like DIY or anything like that, so I'm not even qualified to talk on it, but I definitely know that you can't.
So then we were gonna get towed, and our tow was meant to come at 4 p.m. And apparently we wouldn't have been back till 10 p.m. and it would have taken 6 hours to get back.
Jesus.
Which is so fucking long. And I was like, I do not want to be dealing with this. And also, like, the water was really choppy. So, Matt's dad was like, it would have been a really bad tow. Because, like, the water was so, like, up and down. Like, it was a really...
bad time.
Bumpy road back. But yeah, anyway, so...
I fucking hate those seasickness bracelets.
Oh, I didn't even get seasick at all the whole time I was there.
Did you have on the bracelets on?
No, they died.
Yeah, I hate those. That was just so uncomfortable.
You don't get seasick, like, really.
I don't think I do.
There's nothing wrong with you.
Yeah, I'm perfect.
But it was funny, like, when it first started happening, we weren't taking it seriously. Matt and I were, like, making TikToks, being like, my boat is sinking, check. But then, when, like, I've
missed the TikTok age, for sure. I like them. No, there's some of them that are funny.
Our age gap is like showing within the app of TikTok.
I mean, the other thing as well is that like TikToks are most of the time meant to be funny, right? And I think any platform,
but
if it's funny, it's funny. Right. And like you show me some funny ones, but like I think I've missed the boat on like making them. Yeah. Like, I'm pretty confident, but I'd feel so uncomfortable making one. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, like, I don't make them. I just watch them, but Matt makes them. So
yeah.
Well, you know. Well, we were first making jokes, and then it got to the point where we were shoveling out water, and we're like, okay, so this is no longer funny.
Yeah. What would you have done if the boat sank?
I don't know, but let's just
maybe we would have just straight up bought one.
No,
hey, can I buy your boat?
No, but the thing is like, I don't think it was ever gonna fully, like, sink. Maybe if we, like, hadn't checked the engine room for, like, a couple of days.
That's what I'm thinking. Did the water come from somewhere in the engine?
I don't know.
Or around, like, the pump? Because you know how, it, like, boats wee and they have that little thing that comes out the side?
Yeah, maybe it wasn't, like, pumping.
Because that stopped. Did that overflow? I don't know how fucking boats work.
There's no way that because the engine wasn't on.
So, but you don't think it was because it was like how would it take on water?
I really don't know.
Because what I'm thinking is like, I have no idea. This is literally just a guess, but with logic, is that do you have to turn off the engine in a certain way to stop a valve to make sure it's closed or something?
No, because it shouldn't be like that. Like, it shouldn't be so difficult to like start and stop an engine to stop, like, to prevent. Yeah, but maybe if you do it manually,
does like when you click the button manually, it sends a signal to close a valve, and then everything else shuts off, or I don't know.
I don't know. We're not boat people.
Is he gonna get a new boat?
I don't know. I just got home and I was like, I'm not thinking about this anymore.
Yeah.
And you know, I called my mom because she was like, "Where are you?" And she saw I was still in Catalina. My mom religiously likes to check my location. Uh-huh. She just, like, whenever she's bored, she's just like, "What's Fiona up to?" And she just, like, watches me move. Mm-hmm. But so my mom saw that I was still in Catalina and she was like, "What's going on?" So she calls me and I was like, "Oh yeah, like, can't really talk right now, boat sinking." And she thought it was the funniest thing ever.
Yeah.
Like, she was literally laughing so hard.
Yeah, it's kind of funny.
Like, I was like, the engine's dead, the battery's dead, and she just started laughing, like, hysterically. And I was like, okay, so I love your lack of concern for your favorite child.
Oh, you're not dying. Get over it.
I could have.
It's funny if you're not in that situation. You could have. What, you're going to drown in a foot of water? You're going to be the first person to drown in a boat. Like, how?
Yeah. So anyway, for the people at home that are wondering, we were able to get jumper cables and jumpstart the battery.
Okay.
From a different battery.
Okay. Nice for giving people the closure.
I hate when people are like, so the boat sank and then we got home.
And we all died. How? Yeah.
Yeah. I need to close the book. Mm-hmm. What else happened? I went to Catalina twice. I went to Palm Springs. I went to Malibu.
Your flying experience was good as well during these strange times.
Oh yeah, my flying experience. So I flew London Heathrow to LAX and then LAX to London Heathrow, like a month and a half apart. Leaving out of London Heathrow, like, everything is closed, and same in LAX. Everything is closed. And
there's fuck all people there.
Yeah, there's no one there, and like I thought, okay, so when I was flying out of London, I hadn't ate beforehand. I don't remember what time that flight was. But I thought that I would just go eat something at Heathrow. And I didn't end up, like, every single thing was closed. And I got on the plane and they don't serve you, like, fresh food. They serve you, like, prepackaged
it's horrible.
Food. And I'm not even joking.
Than, like, forgetting to eat when you get on a plane.
The sandwich is, like, this big.
Yeah.
Like, tiny. Like, what even is that?
Yeah.
2-3 inches? And
Unbelievable. Make the joke. Go on, do it. I knew. As you smiled when you said it, you were like, I can't make this joke. It's like, you can make the joke.
Okay, so anyway, so I was fucking starving, and they gave me this terrible sandwich. And, like, even, you know those mini water bottles? Like, the mini ones that are, like, this big? Even the mini water bottle was, like...
half full.
But I was so fucking hungry. I was, like, literally gonna, like, jump.
Yeah.
And I remember sitting down. I remember sitting down on the plane and I texted you and I was like, I fucking forgot food and I know they're not gonna have any food here.
Yeah, it sucks.
And I always like pack so many snacks on the plane, but for some reason it just like.
What are your thoughts about COVID now? Because I actually haven't spoken to you about like, where do you stand on the spectrum of we should be closed or open and quarantine and all that sort of stuff?
Oh, okay. So COVID wise, like I feel like I don't really want to talk about COVID, but we can like glaze over it because I feel like people are coming to watch this to like not think about that.
Yeah, I get you, but I think that to pretend it's not happening is stupid.
Yeah, of course.
And I think that we're the smartest people on the planet and we have the hottest take, so why not?
Okay, so one thing that is really weird is like when I was coming into the country, they never made me
burp, just do it.
So sorry. They didn't make me scan anything.
Yeah, it's
like
weird.
Basically you're meant to fill out.
After we came back from France as well, right?
Yeah, well, you're meant to fill out this like form about like where you're quarantining and stuff. And because I went through the e-gates, because I have a European passport, they never made me like fill weird. Anything out.
They should do it for everyone.
And then I have friends who have just come into the country and they don't have European passports and they had to fill that out. They had to scan their thing. Every single person that I know that has like a British or Irish or whatever, and you can go through the e-gates, no one had to give any information.
Your nationality doesn't make you any less susceptible to fucking
like I'm
COVID.
A carrier just as much as my friend.
Yeah.
From
so weird.
Wherever it is. Like,
yeah, I was very surprised when you told me that.
And then same in LA. Like in LA, they took my temperature when I got off the plane, and I had to like. It was like, have you been in any of these countries? And like United Kingdom was like the first one, and I was like, yes. And they're like, which one? And I was like, United Kingdom, and they're like, okay.
Yeah,
it's
weird.
That's it.
It's weird. It's like, I think like most of the rules is like a deterrent, and just like you should follow them. But like the realistic side of this now, and I've been talking to a lot of people now, it's like I'm like I think we should be like for the majority cases, like for the majority of it, like we should be done with it now. Like the fact that we're going like back into groups of 6 and there's a potential lockdown again, I think it's counterintuitive. I think that there's different benefits to having a hard lockdown, or although it's not really a legit strategy, if you were to go for like the herd immunity thing, okay, just doing nothing.
But
it's
herd
like
immunity,
they have their own benefits, right?
Here's the issue. Herd immunity has not been proven, and it has been proven that the antibodies to protect you only last 3 months.
Yeah.
So herd immunity doesn't exist if it only lasts 3 months. So the other option is really just waiting for a vaccine.
Yeah.
And the thing is like...
No, it's not that. No, the reason like for example, like, the reason I mentioned it was because like I'm just saying, even if that was for your strategy, which we now know it like for this specific disease, like herd immunity is not a thing. Like okay, like what Sweden did, and obviously you've got to take into perspective everyone's typography, blah blah blah, whatever. Hard lockdown has one benefit. Not doing anything has another benefit. If you swap between both, you lessen the benefit of both sides. Does that make sense? So the fact that we're going back and forth, and if we go back into a hard lockdown, it's just a waste. And obviously there's the other side, which is the economic side. And I think all the stats that have come out about it now, I don't think it's as anywhere near as deadly as we thought when we first locked down. And obviously we're not as strict as we were, which is good. And I think we've followed it a little bit, but I think it's tough. I think I've said this to a lot of people I've been speaking to recently, and I think that it comes along with the height of the social climate at the moment. I don't personally in a like democracy, or as close to democracy you can get, and we've got a pretty good political system in England. Like it's not perfect at all, but it's better than a lot of places. I don't want my decision makers to be taking on personal stories and like be emotionally tied to big decisions like this, because
what do you mean?
Okay, so for example, like it's people dying and people losing their jobs. Like if you were to be asked, your mum, you've got a choice. Your mum can lose a job or your mum can die of a disease. What are you going to pick? Your mum loses a job, obviously. Obviously, that's everyone. However, if you are to make the decision for every single person in the world, and there's X amount of people who are now is obviously a lot lower in the death rate than we thought it was. The death rate of just COVID and how deadly it is on its own, which we were never comparing to in the stats of everything else that we did, which was on its own in a vacuum. What is COVID in a vacuum? The latest stats are 6% of people who have died from COVID is because of only COVID. And also their age range of that 6% is stupid high like everywhere else. It's like the average age of death. So if you take all of that into consideration, it's like nowhere near as deadly as we thought it was going to be or what it is. It's pretty much the same or less than the common flu now. And
It's worse.
No, it's not worse.
And there's more lasting effects.
That's the other thing from it is that the difference is that we don't have long-term study on it.
Yeah,
and obviously
we have
there is
no
that.
idea how it's
but that's not for every case either. So that is a factor that needs to be taken into consideration. But that's, again, by nowhere in, like, from so far, no one has seen that the lasting effects are for the vast majority, which it's not.
Yeah.
And it's just one of those things where, like, I think now we would benefit from something similar to what I wanted to do in the beginning, which was like, if we put all of our resources towards the most vulnerable and like the elderly, especially now we know it's not as deadly as you thought. I honestly, like, talking as someone who's in that group, like the 20 to 25 year olds, and then like anyone under 40 without any health conditions, like, put us out back into the normal world and let
the way
us
that I
do it,
see things is that
it's tough. And I'm not like, my opinion doesn't take into consideration the fact that people have died from this, and that's horrible. But like, if you're trying to discuss this topic in a whole, you've got to take into account everything, right? And you've got to put it truthfully and honestly where its place is, and it's just not what we thought it was. I don't think anymore.
See, my issue with it is that our economy is fucked, and when I say our, I mean basically the whole world.
Many, yeah.
Specifically, I've been paying attention to the United Kingdom and majority of the United States.
Yeah.
And unemployment.
Oh, sorry, that was like the caveat to what I was saying, which is that, like, I think that before, because we didn't know enough, and it is a potentially deadly disease, I think it was absolutely right to do the lockdown and like make sure that people aren't dying. But like, I think basically with all the newest stats that's come out and everyone being better with their routine and masks and all that sort of stuff, I think that the balance of like the deaths being worse than the economic thing is swapped. Like, I think the economic thing is like going to be affecting.
Yeah.
Because the thing, again, like the reason why I mentioned like the decision makers is because they have to be objective. Like, you can't be emotional in those places, and I feel like for the first time our government was having some emotion, which it shouldn't. I don't want people to make the majority decision to listen to like a smaller group who are like, because you've got to be a robot in that situation, almost, in some certain cases, you know what I mean?
I think that it's okay to think with emotions for something like this where it's so unprecedented and there's nothing. But okay, anyway, so my biggest issue is, first of all, there's the economy, and I hate when people are like, you can't put the economy over people's lives, because like, I get that.
No, but the economy, people don't get it. Like, the economy is also people's lives. Yeah.
Like, you can't have 40 plus million Americans without jobs and not think that it's not affecting people's lives. Like, I understand people are dying, but at the same time, like, people have debts to pay. They have bills to pay. Like, what you want families and young people to end up on the streets because that they don't have, or you want them to kill themselves. Like, you know, there's all these different, like, domino factors. And, like, I have such an issue when people are like, you're putting, like, money over people's lives. And it's like, but that's not the comparison. Yeah,
it's finding the line, right? Yeah. Where is the line? Where's the line?
So, where I have issues with is, so, America's, and I'm talking specifically, like, LA, Orange County, it's meant to be under, like, a lockdown. But you also can't stop people from doing what they want to do. So there's still people throwing parties.
People shouldn't do what they're doing, but the reality of the situation is they will.
Like, clubs are closed, and then, like, there's some people that I know who were basically throwing parties at their houses because clubs are closed.
Yeah.
And so, like, you can ban large gatherings, and you can shut down people's water and electricity or whatever that story I told you about.
Yeah. I don't see, the thing is like, just to quickly go to that story, like, I read that story.
We're talking about this TikTok guy who kept throwing parties. I don't remember what his
people
name
were going,
is.
People quickly went to the, well, no matter what they're doing, you can't shut off someone's water.
Yeah,
like,
yes, you can.
Yeah, it's a fucking party house. Like, they looked at the situation and went, they're just throwing parties here. You're getting shut down. Like, they're not doing it to, like, families of 4 who can't afford to, like, live without, you know. They did it to one person.
They have had
it's just a way to do
parties
it.
like pretty much every single day.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, it's not a,
like, I do not feel bad for him whatsoever.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, hey, guess what? We can just do it to these people because that's an easy way to shut them down, and no one gets affected.
As you should.
They're not out here like, I can't drink out of my tap.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I can't check Instagram.
They can and probably will just move to a different house and just keep going.
Yeah.
But anyway, so my whole point is, you either have a fully, like, abiding group of citizens abiding to a lockdown, and you have the government checking everyone who's coming in from foreign countries.
Yeah, you'd be super strict about it. Yeah.
You be really, really strict for, like, 4 weeks, whatever it takes. And then from there, you implement measures everyone needs. Like, first of all, testing is not readily available, and it's also very expensive. Coronavirus tests...
For America, yeah.
In America, coronavirus tests are upwards of $250. Like, to be getting tested every single week, no one can afford that.
Yeah.
So, like, universities are even opening up in the States, and it's like, what do you expect? Like, first of all, the country's meant to be on lockdown, but then you have schools opening up. Not only do you have, like, you have every genre of schools, you have kids going home to infect their families, maybe grandparents. Like, they probably won't be able to see their grandparents for a while because they have to go to school, because the parents have to go to work, and they can't afford to homeschool their children and stay home from work or pay for someone to homeschool them. So they just have to do it. But the thing is like, if everyone's at home and we all lock down, and the economy is just as affected as it is now, then I completely get it. But this, like, teeter of, like, we're kind of in lockdown. Well, we're definitely in lockdown, but we're not.
Essentially counterintuitive.
Yeah, and, like, I was in Catalina, and there were so many people there because you can't really, like, go on an official vacation. I've seen some people going to Mexico, which is just like, why are you doing this? It's so unnecessary. But, like, I was in Catalina, staying on a boat, like, away from the general public, and, like, not being immersed in that. And like, not everyone has that privilege to be able to stay on a boat. Like, I just wouldn't go if I had to be, like, inside of all of that, because I'm just not comfortable. But we're meant to be in a lockdown, and it's literally packed to the brim, this tiny little island.
Yeah.
And, like, the beach clubs, like, oh my god, it was so busy. Like, so busy. I was, like, uncomfortable because we are meant to be in a lockdown. No one's wearing face masks.
Yeah.
Like, and it's just, like, I don't understand having the negative effects of job losses. Our economy is fucked. And, but people are still going outside.
Yeah.
So, like, do a proper lockdown. Keep track of people. Or you don't do it at all. Yeah. That's what I don't understand is what is this what is this middle ground?
Yeah, the middle ground's pointless, I think. It's like it's you're in and you're out with this sort of stuff, because that's how seriously or not you should be taking it, right?
And it's here too. Like, we're meant to be, like, semi lockdown.
There's no fucking lockdown in London. Like, in London, it's like, if you like.
But people...
There's nothing... Like, it's essentially... to be honest, like, right now, there is essentially not a lockdown. Like,
but you know what's insane is, like, in London versus in LA, like, in LA, people are so stressed out over the whole thing. But then in London, like, we go across the street to our favorite coffee place and they don't even have face masks on, like the workers there, and
yeah,
like I don't
care.
like I'm not like calling them out. I'm
there's
just
so
saying,
many stores
like,
where people aren't wearing it.
Yeah,
and, stuff, and
like at the grocery
if everyone
store,
doesn't pitch in,
yeah,
like it's like the whole it's like New Zealand, who are 100 days free of it, whatever.
Yeah.
It takes one person to re-spark it.
Yeah.
So it's just it's tough because like unless everyone's doing it, it's so tough
all
to
or
contain.
nothing.
And now we're past the biggest spike and the initial hit. What's the point of going backwards? What's the point of going backwards? You're only doing harm for the economic side and all the job losses and all that stuff and like the emotional stress of all that shit and all those factors to consider. And it's just tough. Like we should just and this is what I mean. Like I think we should go back to normal for the majority with still like the masks in place and all that sort of stuff and focus resources in helping like elderly and the really super vulnerable. And I think if you're healthy and you're under 40, it should be back to business.
I think the issue is like...
Because the thing is like... Because for me, it's like, if you're healthy and you're under 40, it's like, hey, guess what? COVID could still kill you. And I know that.
Yeah.
But do you know what? Also, people who are healthy, who are under 40, can die freakily of the flu and loads of other shit that we don't do this for. But now. The thing is... And we now know... Like, the thing is, like... Before it was absolutely sensible because we didn't know better. Mm-hmm. We know better now for a massive, massive majority of most countries who could be keeping the economy a bit stronger and help that recover a bit quicker. Do you know what I mean?
The thing is like for us, like in London, like we live together. We don't live with any family. Like if you go out to Scotch, like I am... like immunocompromised, is that the term?
I don't know. You're dying basically.
Yeah, I'm in the at-risk group, so the decisions that I make, I'm a lot more cautious than other people our age.
Yeah.
And when you're alone, you are not entirely cautious because you don't see anyone.
Yeah.
You're not going out you don't see your grandparents every single day. You don't see your parents every day.
I don't see my parents at all.
You just you're in our apartment alone, and you wear a mask when you go outside.
Yeah.
And for the numbers that I've seen, if you're wearing the proper PPE, then you'll be okay, even if you're a carrier. So
the thing is, it's just like with all the media coverage and even this conversation, like let's take this for what it is. It's like it is a highly contagious disease. It is something new. I'm not taking away anything from what COVID is, but like listen to the conversation we're having, and we're boiling it down to if you got, are you risking getting it and dying? Like that's what we're immediately pushing the conversation down to that. What other disease, even highly infectious disease, do we do that for? None. SARS happened. The first SARS that happened, we didn't have any of this, and something very similar could have happened, but we didn't have any of this. It's a lot because of media coverage, and I'm not taking anything away from anyone that's died from it. That's fucking horrible. There's a lot of real sides to it as well, but nothing more real than other shit we have. See, and we didn't know that, and now we know that.
I disagree with you because I do think that it needs to be taken seriously.
Yeah,
but it's, once again, you need to pick one side or the other. You're taking it seriously or you're not taking it seriously.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. You can this is what it is. It's like, you can take it seriously, but what's realistic? Because it doesn't matter how seriously or not you want to take it. What's realistic?
But my issue, and I don't really mean to be political, but I feel like it's hard to not be political in this time, but Donald Trump is just, he makes jokes
talk about worldwide though. Let's be real.
Okay. I'm just so focused on the States.
The thing is, people want to boil it down to the politics here as well, and I just don't think that's true. I think humans are. I think people need to realize and need to be real in situations like this.
No.
I'm not saying this is me or not.
Wait. What I'm saying. Let me get to my point. Is that I don't like that he makes jokes about it, and even at the peak, before we knew how bad it was, there's a recording of him that just got leaked, of him in March.
Yeah, but that's not political. That's him.
Okay, yeah. So, but he's our president, so it is. But anyway,
that's not politics. That's him. That's what is he? Democrat, Republican? He's Democrat. What is he?
Republican.
Yeah, I don't fucking know. I don't know what it is, whatever. Like, that's not Republicans or the Republican Party or any. He's him. That's Donald.
I personally don't think a president during a worldwide pandemic, no matter how bad it is, like no matter what death rate it is, there are people that are dying, and I do not want our president I do not want a president of any country making jokes about it.
Yeah, but that's not politics. That's him.
Yeah.
In this case, that's him. That's not, like, for example, like, if...
And he also is still calling it China virus.
Yeah, I know.
Which is so
again,
fucking...
that's him, though. That's not, like, politics. That's him. He is the president.
Me so mad.
But that's him. That's not, like, anything else, I don't think. Like, this isn't Obama we're talking about.
Yeah.
It's not Obama got caught making a joke, and he's, like, pretty much perfect across the board. Yeah. Obviously, debatably, but, like, personality-wise, then you could maybe blame his politics if he was on the side of it wasn't serious and then he was making jokes. If you look at his character and all the other factors, okay, cool, you could boil it down to politics. Maybe. I mean, you can boil anything down to politics, but I don't think you should boil it down to politics with Donald Trump. I think you should boil it down to he's a knobhead.
Well, I think that speaking about
that's it.
Your view on a political candidate is politics at the end of the day, because for me to say like an issue it is politics, but is it the cause and causality of politics? No. So like it depends on what you mean by boiling it down. Speaking of, if you live in America, go register to vote. It's very important.
But do you know what? I wouldn't even say one, you need to register to vote, but I have this thing which is that like don't just register to vote. Make sure you are clued up and you vote, because an uninformed vote may as well not be a vote. There's no point. My
favorite thing to do is go watch videos of the candidates. Watch them speak. Watch them talk about...
No, that's a bad idea.
Why?
Because that's biased.
No. Videos, not someone else.
No. You want to read manifestos.
Yeah.
And documents. Don't watch people.
No. Like, I watch, like, debates.
Like, you mean, like... Yeah,
not recaps. Not recaps.
Have you seen American debates? It's essentially...
they're so bad.
Yeah, fuck that. It's like a game show. No, but,
like... No, I don't like... What I'm saying is avoid third-party information that can be biased, because that will 100% sway you different ways. That's what I'm saying.
Manifestos. Go to each person's website, look at their policies and look at their manifestos, and that's it. Ignore everything else.
Well, I like to watch videos and look at how they...
Be as objective as you can, basically.
Yeah. But like, I like to watch videos and look at how someone is.
Yeah, there's a part of that, but that's not the most important thing. Like, for example,
on their website, they're putting their best foot forward. I like to see how someone actually acts.
No, that's why I'm saying read. I think it's important to read about stuff as opposed to watching people. I think how someone acts I think how someone acts is like a secondary thing. For example, like, let's say Donald is how he is, but he had insane ideas. So he was like, he solved unemployment almost completely. For example, let's say he did that. But he was how he is still. How he is still would be the secondary thing. Do you know what I mean? For example, like, you should...
I think they go hand in hand.
No. As big as of a dickhead as he is, you should look objectively at what he does and what he doesn't do. For example, I don't like Donald Trump, but I can't tell you who I'd vote for. Between him and Biden, are you fucking serious? How can you... you can't blame... Like, I think with this vote that's coming up, even with Hillary, a lot of people said it, and it's the same thing. I always feel this, especially it's a two-party system, and I say this all the time, and I feel so sorry for Americans in the way of like the two-party system.
You guys have party systems, though.
You only have a two-party system.
How many do you have?
Oh, there's
no,
loads.
We have a lot, but the main ones are two.
Yeah, but it's two for you, really. There's no one ever. Never,
like on the ballot, there's more.
Yeah, but like the Green Party's never gonna win. We have three.
Course.
We have three.
We have well,
and that's like our system is one of the better ones, but it's not. As I said, it's not perfect. But like voting in America feels like, hey, I'm either gonna shoot you in the head or the kneecap, and do you know what?
Are you referencing Joe Rogan right now?
No.
Why? Who said this?
Me. I've said that.
Okay.
Why?
Sorry.
What?
Sorry.
I'm not out here stealing content, bro.
I'm so itchy.
Why?
I just am. I'm having issues.
Okay, that's weird. Shall we continue?
I really hope the mic isn't picking up my itch.
It definitely is.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry, everyone.
Yeah, like, voting in America just feels like I can shoot you in the brain, get it over with, or I can shoot you in the kneecap. And it's better than being dead, but you've been shot in the kneecap.
Yeah.
And it's like, you can't... Like, for example, like, if you really care about the political system and everything in America, if you find out someone's voted for Trump over fucking Biden, it's like, I honestly wouldn't, like, you shouldn't jump on people. Like, talk to people, because, like, honestly, like...
No, I know. Yeah, I have a lot of...
Biden might be dead tomorrow.
I have a lot of people around me that support the opposing party to mine, and I personally get a little uncomfortable. Mm-hmm. I don't really like talking about politics with people because I think it's so personal, and like everyone's reason to vote for someone is different than the others. Mm-hmm. And like I know my reasons as to the person I want to vote for, and they're very personal to me, but some people like are just so big on and I don't know. I don't know. Yeah. It's not really something I like to talk about because I think it's very personal, and maybe it's because of the way I was raised.
Yeah.
Like I was raised to just like never really, like just not to bring up politics. Like anything that you do, try and avoid the two conversations of politics and religion. Yeah. Religion is pretty easy for me because I'm really neutral with it, but for politics, like
I think it all depends on who you're with and who you're speaking to.
Yeah.
Like my overall philosophy of politics is that like I think that democracy as a whole works, and I think basically I think that democracy should be a two-step thing, which is you should cover the majority, and everyone first of all should vote selfishly. Vote to help you. Mm-hmm. Like clue yourself up on every party as much as you can, and then vote who you think is going to help you the most.
Yeah, decide what's most important to you.
Yeah, exactly. And then we see accurately real accurate statistics about where things should be, and then what you should do is the majority who win whatever that is, maybe it's like the government or whatever policy you're voting on, whatever it is, should do something to help the people who aren't in that situation, and that's politics. That's what it should be. Yeah. It should be the majority rules, and people should be as clueless as possible and vote for you. Be selfish. Vote for you. Get the things that you want, and then that other category that didn't get their thing or their person in or whatever, help them.
What do you
compromise and help them?
What do you think about
become
celebrities?
Equal?
Sorry, I just didn't even let you finish your thought. When I'm jet lagged, I'm just like I think I'm in a different portal.
Bro, you slept so much, huh?
I really didn't. We woke up like so
7 hours on the plane, and then we slept till like 9.
I know, but we woke up...
And we went to bed early as well. You slept like 17 hours in the past 48 hours.
I know, but I'm still tired. We woke up so much last night.
I know, it's crazy.
I remember waking up in the middle of the night, and you just like kissed me and then went back to sleep, and I was like, okay.
Yeah, it was weird. Okay. Also, when have we ever thrown 3 pillows off the bed out of 4? You. Yeah, but you threw one over me.
Did I?
I got rid of both my pillows because I don't sleep with pillows because I'm a completely normal person. And then,
You sleep like a weirdo.
I sleep like a baby.
Okay, so what do you think about celebrities, like, endorsing political parties? Or not parties, but...
sports and stuff?
No. I'm saying, like, celebrities endorsing political candidates.
I think that's fine. And I think there needs to be, like... I think open discourse is open discourse, and you should be able to say what you want.
Yes, of course.
My whole thing about it is information, right? So, like, be as educated as you can, because if you are educated for you and personally your objective, then you don't get swayed by celebrities. And, like, it's again, like, the reality of the situation about what it should be, right? So my side on this is, like, what it should be, which is that you shouldn't let celebrities sway you because you should know.
Yeah.
Right? But I also get that because people don't know, and the realistic situation is that a lot of people don't know what's going on, that they will be swayed by that. So then that side is the responsibilities on the celebrities, whereas my side is the responsibilities on the person.
Yeah.
And it depends on the celebrity, on the time, and whatever. But on the whole, I think it's fine. Because at the end of the day, as much as they are a celebrity, they're also a person. Mm. And I think as long as it's not... I think as long as it's closer to just sharing and not manipulation, it's different.
I think...
As long as they're not like, hey, get my new fucking CD for free if you vote for whatever. And like, I think if they're talking about it, it depends on context of the situation and loads of stuff. But on the whole, I'm down for anyone talking about it and like saying anything.
I think it's important to be talking about it, but I think that big celebrities with massive influence, I'm kind of like, I don't really have like a full like structured opinion on it because I'm really like halfway between, but I kind of am leaning towards the idea of majority of people are not entirely clued in on what's going on, and I don't think it's very fair if one political candidate is focused on celebrity endorsements. Now all these people are going to be like, oh, I'm hearing about,
Well, I mean, this is the other thing, is that personally, I don't think that, like, what's a celebrity endorsement? I mean, if you mean they're choosing to do it because they believe in you, that's fine. But you paying them or persuading them
I'm not saying
that's
paying,
different.
But like I've seen Biden, he's been doing all these interviews with celebrities. Like he did one with Cardi B and stuff.
I don't think you should be able to do any campaigning at all. I think that there should be a big stream of questions and answers and statements of fact, and that's it. I mean, like, it's weird because I get the human side of leadership, and like I get the thing about you want your president to not do the shit that Donald Trump does and whatever. But like I said, like if he did all the right moves and fix stuff and shit like that, who gives a fuck what he's like? If he is a bit of a cunt, who cares if he does great stuff? So I think that it should be a group of people who are objective about almost everything, because I think that when you're deciding for so many people, the fairest way is to be objective.
Yeah, I personally don't think celebrities should be going around telling everyone who they're voting for.
Again, it depends on the context.
Yeah.
I mean, like, it's like, it depends. Like, if it's fucking Kanye and he takes photos of Trump and then his next tweet is everyone go and vote for Trump, that's dumb.
Well, but it depends because like thing about running,
it's like what you said. You shouldn't talk about politics or religion, but if it does come up, there's nothing wrong with sharing your opinion and why. And like we just agreed as well, like politics is personal. You should be voting for you.
But the thing
and then if you share that with someone else and that persuades them, it persuades them. It might. What about all the people that it puts off? What about all the people that it puts back on the fence? It's very.
Yeah.
It's very complicated, and I get that a celebrity's voice is powerful, but that also goes back to, again, like, it's like you can't... It's tough about, because the thing is, it boils down to blame and responsibility, right? And it's just like, who in that situation do you blame or not?
I think...
Because it should... Okay, the celebrity shouldn't say it, but if they do, then they're in trouble, but then the responsibility... They shouldn't have done it, but then as soon as they do it, the responsibility shift is on you. If you follow them or don't, or choose to completely be against them,
I think it goes into a larger point of, like, how influenced we as a society are these days.
Yeah.
By celebrities, influencers, any of that. Like, through social media, we're all so influenced, like, and all the way down to, like, voting.
Yeah.
And I don't think...
It's what Dave Chappelle said, it's the age of spin. People putting their, like, spin on stuff. It's because we're so open and connected for a society for the first time that we are just, like, spinning everything. Put our spin on everything. And I don't think, like, influencers are a bad thing. I don't think celebrities talking about politics is a bad thing.
I don't think it's a bad thing.
I'm personally on the side of self-responsibility. I think we should be.
I just think that we should be a little bit less receptive as a society. Like, I feel like people are so easily influenced.
Yeah.
And people don't do their own due diligence when we're speaking about politics. And, like, when a new bag comes out, like, a lot of times I find myself, like, I don't like it. And then I see it so much. It's shoved in my face so much that I'm like, okay, I like it now. And I'm like, why did I just do that? Yeah. Like, I didn't like it to begin with. Like, stick with my original thought. I always turn around and I'm like, actually, I kind of like it.
Yeah.
And
it depends, because, like,
I
mean, it's like what you said, like, it's like the world of influencer, and it's like influencers run social media marketing now.
Yeah.
But guess what? No one tells you to follow that person. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean? Like, if there's a sponsored post on your feed, you can scroll past it. No one tells you to do anything, you know? And I think, I can't speak for every situation is different, but I think on the whole, on this topic, I'm definitely on the side of, like, self-responsibility, you know?
Yeah.
I think everyone has their own choice, and I think that you need to be informed, and I think if you're being influenced by the wrong people, there's probably a reason. Do you know what I mean?
On that note,
let's go and influence some people into buying the same clothes that I do. Do you know what I mean? God, I want to be an influencer so bad. Can I get a blue tick already? Do you know what I mean? I had this conversation the other day, like, being an influencer, if you get to be yourself and be genuine and be an influencer, so good.
You have a lot of takeaways. You have a lot of stress, though, because, like, your work-life balance is pretty negative. I can absolutely promise you.
Yeah, but, like, that's true, but what's the counter to that? The counter is that your life is now, I'm going to have to fly out to Mexico this week to take a Instagram photo. Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Make me famous, everyone.
The thing is like, it's actually a lot more stressful than people make out.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm, like, burpy today.
Okay. I'm going to get some jelly beans. I'm craving them.
Okay. Well, on that note, we love you guys.
Love you. That's how we should sign up every time. Like, really uncomfortable, like... Love you.
Alright. Oh my god, I'm fucking tired.